Hello everyone, this is Neamhain, and I am going to be playing the demo for the elevator game with Catgirls. Um, Not gonna lie, I am a little scared to play this because I am a little baby, and I'm very bad with horror. So if I make any loud squeaks or shrieks or just general noises of distress, I apologize. I came across this game while looking through stuff on itch.io. And I won't lie, I stopped because I saw that it said with Catgirls, and my brain was like, why Catgirls? Catgirls? Catgirls. So that piqued my interest, and then I clicked on it, and I saw the art style that they had on their God, that music's terrifying. On the itch.io page. So I thought, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. The art style is gorgeous. I'm sorry, you're gonna see me mess with the audio a little. I apologize if the music is a little quiet on your end. For some reason in my recordings, music keeps coming out quiet, but for me, it's like very loud. I don't know what's happening, but that's just how it's been. I will do forewarning. This is a horror game. There will most likely be jump scares. I don't know if there will be gore or anything. I hope not. Um, if you want anything like trigger warnings or anything like that, I will put links in the description to the game itself, so before watching you could click and look through their trigger warnings. I may or may not put them in the description. I will look later. Um, so yeah, pretty much it should be fine, but if you're easily scared, anything like that, I will put it in the description. I don't know if I'll write out that music. I don't know if I'll write out a list of jump scares if there are any. I hope there aren't too many. The description just said this was the first 20 minutes of the game, so hopefully I'm not gonna pee my damn pants. But I do have every light on in my room. It is daytime, and I'm swaddled in 2 different blankets because I am a baby and I'm scared. So let's try the game. New game. Oh! Hit on a stick. Also, it's a cold winter night. Do I click? Oh, snow started to fall a couple hours ago, so the cityscape is littered with a layer of fluff. I would just like you to know I'm using headphones like it recommended, so it's pretty loud in my one ear, so I'm going to try not to shout, but I might, and I apologize if I do. Again, I am a huge the baby. It crunches under our feet as we walk down the street. Kieran, ta-da, we're here. Oh, the little Paul's cute. Please don't jump scare me. Oh, pretty. I've kind of shrunk in on myself because I'm scared. I look up to inspect the tall building before us. It's past midnight, so it's to be expected that most people living here should be asleep by now. Naturally, that also explains why barely any of the windows show illumination coming from the inside. Also, I apologize if I trip over my words. I'm just kind of bad at reading aloud. I apologize. Considering what we're here for, it only adds to the creepiness of the situation. I like the snow effect that they did. It's very pretty. I've never been a fan of dark places. That didn't change even when I got my feline features. What? You'd think that being able to see so much more clearly in the dark would make darkness less scary, wouldn't you? Don't know about that. Trouble is, I hear so many more little sounds that I couldn't make out before, too. And since I'm not sure what all of them are, the dark's every bit as creepy as it was before. Maybe even more so. Oh? Is that like a... I can't tell if that's supposed to be the sky or just a roof. Oh, she's cute. Oh. Oh, this is peak. Goth with a femme. Peak. I love it. Asahi? So here we are. I know that's a beer. It's also a villain's name. Finally, a response. Oh, this art style is adorable. I thought you were starting to give me the silent treatment again. It's a fault of mine, and one I'm not too proud of. I tend to get lost in my own head sometimes. Well, quite often, really. Thankfully, Kieran is fairly used to it by now. Oh, so we're playing as her. I swear, Kieran, all the buildings in the city, you just had to choose one which seems super creepy. This has to be the sole residential building in the whole office district. Well, that's weird. Oh, but you know it couldn't have been just any building. This one is perfect. For what? And by perfect, you mean... meeting the conditions and being less than 10 miles away from our homes? Or are you enjoying our walk in the snow together so much that you'd like to prowl around aimlessly for another hour? Because I don't know about you, but I'm really starting to feel the cold. Girl, you're not even wearing pants. No wonder. ... Was that your plan? For me to need you to warm me up afterwards? You could have said something, Asahi. I know that's a Japanese name. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Again, apologize. I just stare at her, not really sure what to say. There's no winning with Kieran when she gets all sly like this. As much as I hate to admit it, it's one of the things I actually like about her. Gay? Why did I sign up for this again? Because you love me. Gay. Yes, gay. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that questionable fact. I really hope gay. Say, do you get the feeling like someone is manipulating someone else for their advantage over here? No? Just me? Oh, come on, don't be like that. You know I'm happy you decided to come with me. I'll make it up to you, I promise. Pardon me. I stare at her for a moment longer before I sigh. I really can't argue with her. Not when she's looking at me like that. Gay. I had a silent crush on this... Gay? I had a silent crush on this girl for the longest time and never expected to one day find out that the attraction was mutual. Gay? Yeah, I'm sorry that I keep saying gay so much. I'm just happy. I didn't realize it was gay. And now I'm like, hell yes. The fact that we managed to actually get together still feels so unreal sometimes. If it weren't for the fact that the change affected her too, it would have never come to this. As much as I disliked it in the beginning, it made me feel like an outcast among my former peers after all. Our shared experience allowed me to be there for her when she needed it most. It's a memory I'm always going to cherish, of that I am sure. I breathe warmly on my hands, rub them together, and then jam them deep in my pockets. It's not much, but hopefully it will keep some feeling in my fingertips. Winter tips? What the heck was I saying? It's enough to let me focus on things in the here and now, at least, rather than just how cold it is. I said it before and I say it again. You get provoked way too easily. Oh, she's got a little fangy. That's cute. You're doing all of this because of the bet with Morgan, aren't you? Oh, sure. That's one of the reasons. But that's not the only one. I'm doing this because it's fun. Fun? Kieran, you've seen the forums. Not a single person out there ever said it was a good idea. Ah, yes, all those fairy tale stories. Quite tragic, really. ... Ooh. Come on, you're not about to tell me you honestly believe those. Look at that. Look at that expression. So you mean that you don't? Seriously, girl, we live in the real world. Spooky, scary skeletons don't just pop up out of nowhere because someone decided to be an idiot and press some buttons a certain way. I can't believe you of all people are still saying that strange, unexplained things don't happen. I mean, you did look in the mirror this morning, right? This is this, and that is that. So you don't believe this will actually work. Remind me why we're here again? We are here to prove a point. Namely that Morgan can suck it. Sigh. I honestly can't believe I let you drag me into this. Chill, Asahi. We suffer the cold for a while longer. Nothing happens, and then Morgan owes me $50. $50 that will treat us to a nice dinner together. ... I suppose a dinner with you is a pretty good incentive. See, I knew you'd come around. That being said, wish me luck and all that jazz. I'll be right back. I'm going to lean backward. Please don't... ... Please don't jump scare me. I will cry. I am a baby. I'll cry. Karen? What? I'm the one who should be getting cold feet here, not you. Just... You remember all the rules, right? Stay safe, okay? Asa-chan... Asa-chan? Sorry, I did that because I'm reminded of the joke of whenever you speak Japanese, your voice gets higher pitched for some damn reason. Asa-chan, be realistic about this. What's an elevator gonna do? Bite me? Is that foreshadowing? Is that foreshadowing? Is that foreshadowing? Is it going to eat her? Is it going to eat her? Please, no, don't eat her. You could always get stuck. That's a realistic possibility, if anything. I'm sure you'll figure out if I do. Now be sure to stay away from the building, since we'd be breaking those majestic rules otherwise. Right. See you in a bit. I stare as Karen approaches the building's entrance, presses one of the intercom buttons, and moments later pushes the door open. How does she convince people to trust her so quickly to let her into the building like that? She's gone from my sight before I know it, a faint click as the door closes behind her. There's a feeling of unease pulling in my stomach. All of this being a bad idea. Probably the worst we've had yet, just screams in my head. I am so going to give Morgan a piece of my mind once all of this is over. It's not like I can really do much about it now, however. If I were to go after my girlfriend, saying I've suddenly changed my mind, it would undoubtedly make her angry. Gay, yes. Hell, we snuck out of our houses through the window without our parents knowing just to go through with all of this. If I had had a problem with this whole crazy idea, I should have said something way earlier. Oh, so dumb shenanigans. Got it. It's too late now. Yes, it is, girl. Oh, she's got her phone. I wrap my fingers around my phone and pull it from my pocket. As I do, I see the screen shows 030. That's British / military time. I don't know how to read that. That's like 1 a.m. or is that midnight? I'm sorry. I'm a dumb American. I don't know how to read that. It took us around an hour to walk here, and while I dreaded us even being here in the first place, I'm also not looking forward to walking all the way back, especially when it's bound to get colder as the night goes on. Perhaps we could use those $50 to get a ride home instead of a meal. Yeah, if things only worked out that way. Oh, I can't click on the phone. Creepy. With another sigh, I turn away and start to walk towards a small park located in the middle of this godforsaken district. Those footstep sounds are really loud in my ear. Please don't scream. Oh. I don't know why part of it is a playground. There can't be many kids here in the day, can there? But it is, and there's a slide as well as a pair of swings. I'll most likely freeze my ass off if I sit on one, though that would let me lift my feet off the ground for a bit. The cold, snowy ground. I decide to sit down on the nearest one. And just like that, the uneasy feeling of having entered a liminal space hits me, making the hairs on at the back of my neck stand up. Liminal spaces are so fun to read about. Also, the music just got creepy. Oh god. But yeah, liminal space, read about it. It's so fun to read about. An airport is a liminal space. A rest stop on an empty highway is a liminal space. One's mind usually associates playgrounds with children, laughter, movement, and life in general. It's what they're designed for, after all. So when you get to experience the total opposite of that, when you find yourself sitting in an empty, childless playground in the middle of the night, it doesn't feel right. Correct. I've done that before. Your mind associates it with something being off, something being wrong. Why are you here, Asahi, in a place you shouldn't be? I keep shrinking into my shoulders because I'm scared. Absent-mindedly, my gaze wanders. Something at the other side of the street catches my attention. It's a vending machine. I happen to have a bit of change with me, and the idea of getting something hot to drink is suddenly a very alluring temptation. It would undoubtedly make the waiting out in this cold less unpleasant. Please say it's a machine that has hot drinks as well as cold ones. With my mind made up, I get back on my feet, checking the time, more out of habit than any actual curiosity again. Time. Only a minute's passed since Kieran disappeared into the building, and I'm both surprised and not really. The feeling of time passing slower than usual is normal when you obsessively wait for something, even more so when said waiting is physically uncomfortable. Is this set in Japan? I can't tell. I make my way towards the vending machine without a second thought. Oh no, is it evil? Is it... To my relief, its glowing buttons do indeed hold the promise of a hot drink. That's so wild to me, because, like, the only place I've ever seen a vending machine that had hot drinks was, like, in a hospital, and that was it. Maybe in a casino, but usually not. I decided to get coffee or cocoa. Cocoa. I'm usually more of a coffee person, but I'm in the mood for something sweet. My mind will most likely appreciate the sugar rush right now, too. Well, if you drink coffee this late at night, you're just going to be jittery and it's going to make you more anxious. It definitely doesn't have anything to do with the fact that this is Kieran's favorite drink. The music is terrifying. What does that say? That's so cute. Yeah, it's about time I acknowledge the fact that I've started to consume more sweet stuff because of her. Even though she says I'm sweet enough as I am. It's only when there's a clunk of coins in the It's only when there's a clunk of coins in the change slot that I realize that the cocoa is a bit cheaper than the coffee, meaning that I'll be able to get a can for Kieran when she comes out too. That's a nice surprise. As I work on opening the bottle, I realize how warm and heavenly it feels on my hands. I wrap my hands around it. Oh, whoops. Enjoying something I accidentally skipped. Whoopsies. I take a small sip, instantly happy with the taste. Being able to drink anything warm feels like a godsend right now. Satisfied, at least momentarily, I make my way back to the playground, intending to sit at the spot I took up before. I'm wincing, please don't jump scare. Ooh. I reach the swing and settle back down. As I glance up again at the building Kieran slipped in 2 minutes ago, my blood suddenly oh no! My blood suddenly runs cold. I'm leaning back. A sense of sudden panic swarms my mind as I try to make sense of what I'm seeing. A building that's dead to the world, all pitch black with none of its lights shining through the windows anymore. Could all of the residents have gone to sleep in the meantime? That music might not be that loud to you, but it's very loud to me. Oh, God. That's close to impossible, and I know it. I'm so glad I don't have face cam so you can't... Oh, so you can't see me leaning back and like hunched in. Let me put this. Hold on. Okay, the blanket is now over my head. Now I feel a little safer. I look like a babushka, but I feel safer. Ah. A power outage, maybe? No, girl, the streetlights are on. I quickly turn around and look at the other buildings around me. All of those seem the same as when we arrived, with a bright window still present here and there, so surely that it can't be it. If the power was cut off, it would affect the whole street, wouldn't it? Or even several streets? Yet the streetlights would be out. Almost spilling my drink, I hastily reach for the phone in my pocket. Huh? I blink and then close my eyes shut for a moment, certain that something's wrong with my eyesight. The time couldn't have just gone backwards. Ah! A small sense of relief floods me as I quickly open my eyes again. It must have been a trick of the light before. Or perhaps there was a glitch with my phone's display? Perhaps there's something wrong with me. I'm fully expecting to get jump scared, so I'm leaning all the way back. Oh, the lights are on. Remembering what made me reach for my phone in the first place, I raise my head to look at the building before me once more, only to see it in its previous state. The lights are back on as if they were never gone to begin with. The unease in my stomach stays, though. I know what I saw. I'm pretty sure I couldn't have just imagined it. Oh, this music! It's been 5 minutes since Karen went into the building. Is that enough to ride through a bunch of floors? Would she be mad if I called her so soon? Dwelling on it suddenly feels stupid. I open up the calls app on my phone, and there's her name at the top of the history. She'd called me just a couple hours ago to confirm our plans for tonight. Admittedly, her name was also there for the call before that, and the one before, and... Okay, I chat to her a lot, so one more call now can't hurt, right? I hit the redial button. I should have expected the call wouldn't connect. If she's still inside of the elevator, there probably isn't any reception in there, is there? So what options does that leave me with? Going in after her? Waiting for another 5 minutes? I stare at the building before me intently, afraid to avert my eyes anymore. It's like I'm hopeful my gaze, my constant observation, alone will make the light stay. I'm scared of the situation repeating itself. Sometime later, I realize I've spent so long just holding my can and fretting about Kieran that my drink has gone from a nice hot drink to, well, undrinkable. Some drinks are not meant to be just kinda warm, and this is one of them. At least it kept my hands from freezing, I guess. 10 minutes pass. I feel only more cold and helpless. Why can't Karen just come out of the building now as if nothing happened and laugh at me for worrying too much? The music's now gone, and I'm totally scared it's gonna jump scare me. I call her again for good measure. Surprisingly, the call does go through this time. Oh, I'm shrinked into my arms. Hello? Oh! ... I'm not prepared for what I hear. A woman laughing at the other end. There's something about it that disturbs me to the very core. I didn't think she was laughing. I thought she was crying, dude. It's definitely not Karen's voice. Or is it? I thought it was somebody crying. All of a sudden, realization hits me. Morgan, the bet, everything. Now this. None of it could possibly be real. All of this has to be a prank arranged by my classmates. Oh, girl, I hope. And whether Karen's in on it, she wouldn't do this to me, would she? The image of her wickedly smiling, amused face persistently pops up in my mind again. Confusion turns into anger. Before I know it, I'm on my feet, already marching to the building, determination boiling inside of me. I'm leaning back in my chair. I'm scared. There's an obstacle before I can get in, though, as I obviously don't have a key to the entrance door. What kind of excuse would be plausible at this sort of hour? I stab the button I think Karen pressed and then almost immediately regret it. What if I press the wrong button? What if I press the right one and sound stupid when the person asks who's there? What if... To my surprise, there's a click from the intercom and then a buzz as I'm let in without a single word being spoken. Huh, so Kieran didn't have to sweet-talk anyone. I try not to dwell on the unexpected invitation as I shrug it all off on luck. As soon as the doors close behind me, it occurs to me just how dark the inside of the building is. Please don't jump scare me. I know it's in the middle of the night, but I'm not sure whether it's such a complete lack of light is normal. People live here after all. There should be some signs of life. Buildings usually have a few lights on inside, don't they? It's unsettling, although it doesn't make me nervous as it used to. I am leaning all the way back. I know that my vision... Pardon me. I know that my vision is going to adjust to the darkness in a moment, letting me navigate the place easily. I'm able to see a lot better in the dark compared to when I was still completely human, but it also... but it doesn't work instantly. I'm sorry. I'm getting worse at reading aloud the more scared I get. Ah! As I first take a few hesitant steps into the building, the lights flicker on with a harsh buzz. I don't like whatever that darkness is. I don't like that. Of course, I'm being such an idiot. There are automatic lights in here and they come on when people move. Totally ordinary. It's just that I've never been in this building before. It stands to reason that it feels unnaturally creepy to me, right? Especially if I think about why I'm currently here. All that considered, it feels longer for me to reach the end of the long hallway than it probably should. It's a dangerous time to let your mind wander into places nobody sane would want it wandering to. At least the building inside is noticeably warmer than the outdoors. It makes the whole situation slightly easier to bear. My hands and feet almost started to freeze off in the meantime. The next thing I know, I stand before the elevator door, rooted to the ground, with the sudden sensation of something watching me. That's scary music! Press the elevator button. Hesitantly, I reach to press the elevator button, more panic exploding inside of me as the automated light picks that exact moment to cut out. My first instinct is to get... This music is horrifying. My first instinct is to get out my phone, let it illuminate the sudden darkness of the corridor, and God knows what else isn't happening it currently. I hate when my phone does that. My phone has an automatic thing where it will light up in the middle of the night, and I'm terrified that it will someday light up when I'm walking somewhere, and I'll see someone in front of me, and then just scare the shit out of me. There's nothing. Nothing that I'm able to see anyway. It's just the empty corridor, a row of closed doors along each side, seemingly the same as when I first entered it. There's nobody here. I don't feel any less on edge when I turn back in the other direction, bearing my back to all that space again, pressing the elevator button as quickly as I can find it. A distant sound of machinery starting up pierces the unnerving silence, followed by a hum which indicates that the elevator is in motion. It's clearly on a different floor, so I wait for it to descend. Taking a deep breath, I try to calm myself. It feels like an eternity for the thing to arrive. I know I'm terrified, but side note, I once got onto an elevator in a city for a parking garage, and the elevator was so tiny, I literally could barely stand in it. It was, like, smaller than my closet. It was so tiny. Please don't be a monster. The doors finally slide apart with a slight scraping sound, and the small compartment finally opens up before me, completely empty. I'm not sure whether I should be surprised or not. A part of me hoped it wouldn't have come to this, while another already expected for things to turn out this way. Ah. At this point, I decide to do the only sensible thing I can think of doing. Get into the elevator, ascend to the highest floor, and then make my way down the stairs. All in hope of stumbling upon Kieran, possibly hiding from me on one of the floors. If only things turned out that easy. Oh, that was the end. Okay. Okay. Winter V Jam 2020 is only the demo. Oh, follow for release sometime in 2021. Thank you for playing. As you can tell, that was the elevator game with 2 Catgirls. I'm actually very curious to see what the ending of that is. Even though you could hear in my voice that I am very freaked out. Anyone who plays horror games on the regular is probably going, that wasn't why did that scare me? Why did that going in the menu scare me? What the hell? But, that was the elevator game with Catgirls, as you can tell. That just scared the bejesus out of me. I could feel the tension in my body. The creepy music was not helping. I'm actually very interested to see how that game plays out, because now my interest is piqued, and I kind of want to see how that ends. Don't know if I'll play it myself. I might see if someone else plays it. Because that might have been a little too much for my weak little bird heart to handle. But that was actually very good. The art style was immaculate. They got the feeling of terror, of like that vague terror. Like, not something's chasing you terror, but like that terror of something is there, but you don't know where it is or what it is. But it's there, and it's looking at you, and it's watching you. They got that terror, that paranoid terror perfect. Definitely try the demo if you're interested. Support them when the game comes out if you want to. Go nuts. I will have all the relevant info in the description. So yeah, that was the elevator game with Catgirls. As always, stay safe, and thank you for watching.